Hello, everybody. It is Simplistic Briars, and welcome to day 2 of our countdown to Briarfest. Today, we are ranking all of the previous celebration models all the way from 1990 to 2024. Here are our categories, and I'll kind of explain my reasoning behind them all, but we do have quite a few horses to get through. So let's get right into it with Dr. Peaches on the Far Lap mold. So this guy right here, there was only 1,026 of him made. He's all right. I'm not the hugest fan of this mold. I'm also not the hugest fan of just a solid bay. He's all right. Pretty middle ground for me. Um, a pretty nice celebration horse. In 1991, we had Mustang Lady on the Indian Pony mold. She's a beautiful gray, and she was a release of 2,500. I'm going to put her in pretty good. She's a really cute one. I love this coloration. All of these pictures are from Identify Your Briar. All of my info is from there as well. Next, we have Turbo the Wonder Horse on the Rearing Mustang mold. This guy was... If you hear crying, there is a kitten in the background who is very upset. So he was only a limited run of 1,000. I'm going to put him in needs work. I'm not a huge fan of this mold. He's not going in Miss the Mark because he is a Palomino, and he's a rather nice Palomino. In 1993, we had Graham Lucky Lad on the Clydesdale Stallion mold. I'm going to put him in okay needs work. He was a run of 1,500. Just not the hugest fan of the mold. Next, in 1994, we had Bright Zip on San Domingo, and he was a run of 2,244. There are just some really random numbers in these run lines. I'm going to put him right here. I do love this coat. I'm not going to put him in pretty good, but he's really cute. Next, in 1995, we had Migo on Adios. He was a run of 3,000. I'm going to put him right here in okay needs work. I do not like this patterning. It just feels unrealistic to me. So, and I'm not the hugest fan of Adios's barely blocky body. So, right there. In 1996, we had Tisomo Wind on Sham. I love this guy. So he was a run of 3,800, and I'm going to put him in Hits the Nail. This is a really pretty model, and I think this mold works perfect with this coloration in the tail. I love this. Next, in 1997, is Bold on Stud Spider, run of 3,850. I'm going to say needs some work. I'm not a fan of this really thin mold, but it's a nice Palomino overall. So, next in 1998, we had Rejoice on the Rejoice mold. Very pretty. I do like this mold. I do not own anyone on her, but I do like her, so she's in pretty good. She's a really nice chestnut. Overall, really nice one. She was a run of 3,900. So really, really pretty. Next in 1999, I forgot to add him. It's Malok on Big Ben, which was a run of 42,000. He was a really interesting one. I wish I had him on here. Let me go ahead and pull him up on Identify Your Briar real quick for you. He's in 1999. So here he is. Nice bay. We'll put him in middle ground. We'll put him right here. And could be better. Next, in 2000, we had Leah's Fancy Chick on Lady Faye's run of 4,400. She's going up in pretty good. Cannot argue with the Lady Faye's mold. Not the hugest fan of that tail though, but I do like this paint job. Really nice. In 2001, it was Atlantis Bay V on Huckleberry Bay. Run of 3,700. We keep going. We are jumping. He's nice. I'm not a fan of this mold, but to fit the horse, pretty good. He's a really nice one. Now we have our first themed Briarfest, so I will have more to say about these horses. Um, we have Spirit of the West in RSV Involtable on the Peruvian Paso, which was a run of 4,000. This, I have to say, missed the mark. This is a Spanish breed, and this was to celebrate kind of Western styles. I see this as much of a Spanish breed, and I know it's okay. It is kind of used more in Western, so it's okay. It needs work. I just think they could have done a much better, like a Mustang for this horse for Spirit of the West, because that's what you think of. Overall, he's all right. Um, we had in 2003 Blast from the Past, Gladwin's Lucky Gray Lady on the Clydesdale Mare. A very pearly. I like it. If it wasn't as pearly, I think it would be a much better hits the mark, but I do like it. She's really cute. I will put her above Bray though. She's really cute and I do love this coloring. She was a run of 4,500. As for fitting her theme, she's a vintage mold. I think that works in her favor in this case. But I mean, speaking by now, she's really vintage. I think she was vintage back then in those standards too. But she's really cute. I think she fits the theme too. In 2004, we had Fiesta Equina, and this was Noble second on the Andalusian Stallion. Also a run of 4,500. This was a Spanish theme. I gotta put him up here. He has beautiful dappling. He is very, very nice. Perfect for this theme. I love it. Perfect horse for this Briarfest theme with it being Spanish breeds. Beautiful example of that, and I love him. He hits the nail right on the head. Couldn't find the name for this Briarfest, so it was a medieval theme in 2005. This is Fire Magic on the Frisian mold, and this was a run. This is a really random run of 5,524. For a medieval horse, it does really fit the breed. I wish they would have done what they've done in other cases, where they did put like one of those night silks on him. I think that would have been really cute. Um, he just, it's pretty basic for being a celebration horse. I know we have a lot of solids, but he's really cute and he's at my top of pretty good. Next, in 2006, we have Summer Carnival, and this is Tommy Turvey's Joker on Smart Chico Linda. Another really random run number of 5,018. I'm wondering why we had to have those extra 18. So for the theme, he's a trick horse. Fits the theme really, really nice for being a trick horse. I am a sucker for black and whites, especially stock breeds. Going on hits the nail on the head. You've never really had anyone miss the marker so far, but I think that's going to change. So in 2007, we had Stars and Stripes. Stars and Stripes had Rugged Painted Lark on the Zippo Pine Bar with a run of 5,000. I think overall this theme needed work. Does it fit the theme? Yes, it's a really traditional Western American breed with the American paint horse. But having two paint horses in a row, that kind of threw me off for a loop. So while she does fit the theme, I think they could have done one. They could have done 2008 here and then done Stars and Stripes after it. Speaking of 2008, we have Global Gallop with Alborozo on his mold, and it was destroyed after this Briarfest due to a contract with his owners. I mean, he is the epitome of hitting it on on the head, the nail on the head. He is a European breed. He is perfect for this theme. He is a run of 6,000. Sad his mold was destroyed because he's gorgeous, but we still do have his little stablemate. So I love this guy. Wasn't collecting at this point because I was what? I was only like 6. So he's top of the list. Next, in 2009, we had Birthday Bash and we had Roxy on the Roxy mold with a run of 5,000. We are jumping everywhere with our run numbers, and we gotta love that. Um, really, really pretty horse. I love this girl. She's gorgeous, but I do not get her fitting in with the theme. She's a really nice selection, different from the year prior. I just struggle to see what the theme matching is, but how can you match a birthday with a horse? So she's going in pretty good. We'll actually put her right there. Her theme holds her back. We have our first repeat mold in 2010 for Lights Camera Briarfest with All Glory on Rejoice. And we go back down in run numbers for 4,800. I'm going to say miss the mark. This is our first repeat of a mold, and I think we do have one more that is a repeat on here. Yeah, we do. We'll have one more that's a repeat. I think this was, I don't know. I would have think we would have done maybe Trigger or another really famous. I never heard of All Glory. So I think this one misses the mark for me. And I know a lot of people didn't like this Briarfest, so. Next in 2011, we had Fairy Tales with Mac McLaughlin's Pecos on the Esprit mold. Run of 4,400. We go back down. Going right there. I mean, when you picture a fairy tale prince on a stallion, you picture the white horse. His dappling is gorgeous. He fits this theme perfectly. He's just under Alborozo because Alborozo had so much popularity. He is gorgeous, and he is definitely a hit. I'm actually going to move Sham down here. Next, in 2012, we had British Invasion with Mariah's Boone on the Othello mold. So, weirdly enough, Othello has only been on the celebration list once with Mariah's Boone. He is a drum horse, I believe, which is a British can't talk right now, which is a British breed, but it's not one I think of when I think of British breeds. I think we could have chosen a better horse. Love Othello. I think he's pretty middle ground. Now for our second repeat mold in 2013 in Denim and Diamonds, we had Smart and Shiny on the Smart Shigolina mold, and he was 4,400. We are back up again to 5,000 for this guy. And he is a very basic Palomino, and I love my Palominos. He fits the theme. I'm going to put him right above this gray lady. Fits the theme really well. I think they could have probably picked a different horse, but he's really well done. But I feel like we have a lot of Palominos on this mold. Next, we had an anniversary year. It was their silver anniversary in 2014. So we had Gunsen Fantisi on the Golfert mold. And we are way up. We jumped up 2,000 models for 7,000. I'm going to put this guy in pretty good. I get why they didn't go with one of the glossy whites to match silver, because they had a bunch of those special runs being your silver filigrees. But I mean, black for that silver theme does not work for me, so he just misses the mark. But 7,000, I think that is insane for this part, because we jumped up 2,000 models, and we're going back down for Via La France with Simba on the Roy mold. And another really weird run number, we have 6,504 models of this guy made. Now, he's supposed to be like an Arns, an Endres, which fits. It's a French breed. I think he's a really nice one, and he's honestly going to go right here. I just can't get behind. I don't like this mold. Honestly, this one right here is not bad. He's just not my cup of tea. But I cannot get over those run numbers. Why are they all so random? Are they including the ones they gloss for like the best, the diorama contest? Next, this is the first Briarfest I have ever heard of, and it's 2016 Carnival on Emperador on the I'm not going to pronounce it, on Emperador. That is his name. This mold was made specifically for this Briarfest. It is a Brazilian breed. I know a lot of people don't like this guy, but he hit the nail on the head. This is a native breed to Brazil, and it was such a fun year. I remember this year. I never went, but I remember hearing about it and seeing kind of the promotions for it. 8,000 of this guy made. We jumped up 2,000 again. Now, that is nothing compared to the next one. And I also heard about this one, which was 2027's Gateway to India on Narudin on the Marawari. This guy's run is unknown, and actually, a local antique mall has him for sale. He's really nice. I do like him, but I think we could have gone with a more traditional color than this for Gateway to India. The colors just what's throwing me off. His run number is unknown. Identify Your Briar did not have that information, but I think he's going to go and could be better. 2018, we were off to the races with Brass Hat on the Walking Thoroughbred, or Keurig, I believe is his name. He has a run of 8,500. I mean, if you're looking for a thoroughbred on this, he hits the nail on the head. He is your basic bay for thoroughbreds. That is what you see on the track. He hits that nail on the head. Okay, we're getting into the really modern day ones. So these are ones that we all kind of know more about. I mean, these guys we knew about, but we are now getting into 2019 Salute to Horse Heroes. I can't. He has to go under these two, but he is perfect for that. He is. So this is Oliver on the Cleveland Bay. His run was unknown. And he is a mounted police horse at the Kentucky Horse Park. So, perfect horse hero, a police horse. I mean, you can't get much better for horse heroes than that. In 2020, we had Celtic Fling. So we had Ballino Castle on the show jumping Warm Blood. I mean, okay, it's a show jumping Warm Blood. I think we could have gone into like an ancient Celtic horse or just I don't know. He's a Warm Blood. I, he's cute. He could be better in my mind. He had 9,500 of him made, and I still see people selling him new in box. So Next, we have my first ever Briarfest I attended, and that will be in another video in upcoming days in our lead up to Briarfest, is Dasani's Northern Tempest on the Cantering Warmblood mold. Now, fun fact about Danny, she was not meant to be the celebration model. It was Inuit, and I plan on making a video sometime down the road for him. But for right now, gotta put it in, hits the nail on the head. Very unique coloring, especially for the breed she is. She is gorgeous and was very well done. Kind of wish was able to I grabbed her when I attended online, but I only got the stablemate ticket. I love this girl. She had 10,000 of her made, and she is still one of the best celebration horses I think people still talk about. Unpopular opinion here. In 2022, we had Nicholas for Prost on the German riding pony run of 12,354, another really random run number. I think he was pretty good. I'm actually going to put him above Simba. It's a unique one we've never had before. And I like him. I think his face is adorable. I know a lot of people were upset that he's a smaller horse. He's a pony, but I mean, he's cute. And I mean, did we really need to have a draft? Because that would be the next one I see, and we had just had a warm blood the year prior. I think the pony was the smart way to go. I know a lot of people complained because he was free with your ticket. He's free with the ticket. The ticket costs the money. He's free. So I think he goes there in my mind. So he's a pretty good one. Last two, we are up to the most recent Briarfest, which is 2023 Driving Forward. Okay, so this is Bavor 54, and he is on the Trackner mold with a run of 13,200. He could have been great. I just think they could have used a different mold for him. He's on a very vintage mold. I don't know what Briar was thinking. He had a little ribbon, and the horse fits it perfectly. The mold is what holds this guy back. So he's in okay, needs a lot of work. And finally, we have the celebration horse for 2024, which is Athenian Lady. Against all odds is what we are counting down to. And based on my knowledge, Athenian Lady goes and hits the nail on the head. She is a rescue who came from the slaughter pipeline. She is a world champion Western dressage horse. She's on a very beautiful mold and it is very well done. And I think she deserves to be right there alongside these guys. So, looking back at all of Briar's past celebration models, they tend to do very well with them, with a majority being in hits the nail on the head and pretty good. We have just some older ones down here, which have small flaw issues. And my issue with this one is I just cannot get behind that they didn't do like Trigger or another horse that was super famous. So this is my personal ranking based on my limited knowledge on these Briarfest. So let me know what your favorite celebration horse from Briarfest in the past were, and tune in tomorrow for day 3 of our countdown to Briarfest. We are only a few days away from opening day, and I will be making a video over what models I was selected for, and when everything comes, I will be doing an unboxing. So thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a great day. Bye.